and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the producer, Erwin Schmidt. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I have the pleasure of inviting on stage to join us here the directors. Please welcome Margaret Olim, Karim Aynouz, and Michael Madsen. We will have Q&A and you have the chance to ask them questions. But before we do so, I would quickly like to introduce some of the people who have contributed greatly to this project. And sorry, just a little emotional. I would like to start to mention a few of those who worked on the Berlin Philharmonic. Unfortunately, Wim Wenders cannot be with us tonight. He's shooting in Canada, and the schedule that was depending on snow did not allow any change. So he cannot be with us. The same goes for Giampiero Ringel, my producing partner on the project. But we have with us Christian Rein, the DOP, Merit Becker, the voiceover, and Toni Froschhammer, the editor. About the National Library of Russia, Michael Glavoga cannot be with us. Unfortunately, he's shooting in Africa and could not change his plans. But we have with us Pepo Wirtensohn, the producer, Mona Willi, the editor, Viola Steffen, artistic collaborator, and Torben Melgaard, the Steadicam operator. For Michael Madsen's film about the Holden prison, we have with us Anne Könken, the producer, Orvind Weingarde, the sound artist, Karsten Fundal, the composer, Benedikte Westin, the voiceover, and a delegation from the Holden prison led by Are Heudal and Lasse Andersen. The same Heidi Elise Christensen, the line producer, and Torben Melgaard, the Steadicam operator. Margaret Olin's film about the Oslo Opera House, we have with us tonight Maria Eckerhoff, the producer, Oystein Mamen, the director of photography, Björn Olav Johansson, the co-scriptwriter, Tom Remlov, the director of the of the Norwegian Opera and Ballet, Ingrid Lorentzen, the director of the ballet, Matthias Bieber, the Steadicam operator, and Moa Liljedahl, the line producer. Karim Aynouz's film about the Centre Pompidou, we have with us tonight Charlotte Uzu, the producer, Ali Gutskaya, the director of photography, Toni Froschhammer, the editor, Ali Laufeld, the composer, Dejan Sujic, the voiceover, and again Matthias Bieber for the Steadicam. Robert Redford could not be with us tonight because of long-standing commitments, but we have with us tonight Laura Michachishin, the producer. And last but not least, I would like to thank the partners who have contributed financially to this project and have made it possible. Sören Schumann, the commissioning editor from RBB Arte, and Dagmar Mielke, who have been on board from the very first day. Cornelia Teune, commissioning editor from Arte. Kirsten Niehus from Medienboard. Theresa Höfer de Turregano from Medienboard. Petra Müller from the Filmstiftung Nordrhein-Westfalen. The same I would like to thank our office staff from Neurot Movies, our partners from ARI, Basis, C-Motion, and Screenplay. Thank you so much.
Right, we have about 10 to 15 minutes depending on the length of the question and answers. I would first introduce the questions and then it's up to you to chip in with questions or observations. Question for the producer: what was the initial impulse and what was the agreement between the directors when they started out with the project? What structure or what concept did you agree on?
Well, we had actually a very free concept. There were very few rules of the game actually, and I think one very important element of the Cathedrals of Culture is also the term that we used in the subtitle, the project. You know, we wanted this to be a project that would allow the directors to explore and to experiment and to dive into this adventure of using 3D as a tool to express their vision. And I think this really was the main element. That was the driving force, the exploration.
So it was quite a loose structure to start with, and then it got its shape in the editing process, or when did that come in?
Well, no, the project all pretty much followed a script. But I mean, the whole process that led to the finished films as we have seen them was quite adventurous, because the narrative structure is not the one that you would usually expect in a film about a building. The combination of 6 films into one project is again not very traditional. So I think we used quite a few of unusual ingredients to bring this project to life.
And what were the criteria for the buildings you chose, and how many buildings did you come up with, and how many didn't make it into the film?
Well, I think we should address this question to the directors, because ultimately they were responsible for the choice of the building.
Yes, except me, because I was asked to do the Oslo Opera House. I was I was also the last director that came on board, but when I got this question, it was easy for me to say yes, because what this building has done with its city, so it was quite easy for me. Yes.
Not the same with me. It's quite different. It was like I came on board a long time ago, right? And we entered the process of casting, you know, who's going to be the main character of this. And so we went through a few possibilities. There were a few ideas that came to the table, but there was this idea at one point of doing the film about a hotel, which is this kind of, you know, contemporary home where people go through it, but it's not like a traditional home. And then we had a second possibility, which was to do a moving hotel, which was a boat, you know, those cruising boats that go through the Mediterranean, you know, as a possibility as well. And then at the end, after going through these different options, there was the wish to do something about an airport. But then, as the idea matured in my mind, I mean, it was very clear that Bobo would be a great building to do this project about, for a couple of reasons. It's a building that I have a very sort of affectionate relationship with. It's a building that I've spent a lot of my kind of youth years there. And also, I thought it was a great. I'm an architect by training, so it was a treat also to be invited to do this. And as an architect, it was a building that seemed kind of perfect for 3D in the sense that it's this building without a face, you know, just with these loose volumes, and so it was an easy decision at the end.
And you?
Well, I was interested in this, the concept of the question of what is a cultural cathedral? What can that be if it's not a spectacular place like a concert house like this? And so I was trying to look for, you can say, dead angles in that concept, and that's why I chose Paddington Prison, because I think that